Hello everyone, welcome to Priyan classes. This is my first video for standard 12th. So the first chapter that you have to study in class 12th is on relations. I expect that all of you must have studied about something about sets, subsets and supersets and like that, because as you know that what is set? Set is a collection of some well-defined objects. Okay, it is a collection of well-defined objects. Suppose that there are two sets. Okay, and if the elements of one set is connected to the elements of another set, I repeat what I said, if the elements of one set is connected to the elements of another set, then it is called, the two sets are called to be in a relation. Okay, so what those relationships, like you have seen the combination of sets like A cross B. What is A cross B? Suppose that there is one set A. You know, there are two ways to write the set. One is tabular form or roster form, and the another is set builder form. I will write in the tabulated form or the roster form. Suppose that this set is A1, 2, 3. Okay. There is another set B, which is AB. Okay. When I say A cross B, what this is? This is the grouping of all the, means first one with A, like 1A. This is just I am doing to recall you what you have studied in your previous classes. Okay, then 1B, similarly 2A, 2B, 3A and 3C. So this will be, these will be the elements of the combination of the sets. Okay, so this is what, now what I want to say is, what is there any specific relation except for the thing that the first member of each element, the first member is from set A and second member is from set B. Now if there is some specific relation, suppose that one set A is the students of section A of a class or say 12th A, and the second set is the students of section B of the same class, that is 12th B. Now if I define a relation, relation means if suppose that is the brother of, brothership is the relation. If I say, so the relation, the members of that relations will be from these sets only, from these elements only, if the two members are brothers of each other. Okay, if I say this member of set A is the brother of set B, so if this is so, then only it will be said to be a well-defined relation. So when I say, suppose that from set A, I will take another example, that suppose that I set A, as I said, set of all students of section A, and B is the set of all students of section B. Okay, now I defined a relation that is the brother of. Okay, this is the relation that I have defined. So the first condition, from A cross B, obviously in all the elements the first member will be from set A and the second member will be of set B. Now see, the first member has to be the brother of the member from set B. So first thing, the necessary condition, students, I have written only students. This doesn't mean whether the student is a girl or a boy. It can be anything. So for the relation, for defining the relation, the specification is that first thing, the member should be a boy. It is not only student, it should be a boy also. For the second member, not necessary whether he is a boy or a girl, but only the condition is that whatever is the first student, he should be brother of that element of set B. So always, so suppose that you have got in this, there are two members. Suppose that I take Mr. X and Mr. Y. These are the two boys who have their brothers or sisters called, you may say, P and Q. Okay, X is the brother of P and Y is the brother of Q. So this will be only X P and Y Q. The set that is fulfilling the relation will be only this. So obviously the relation will be another set. The relation will always be a subset of A cross B. Okay, relation will always be a subset of A cross B, or I can say A cross A. So now I can define two objects or quantities are said to be in relation only if they are recognizable, if they have a recognizable connection between them. Okay, so this is your relation. Okay, now what are the different types of relations? There are different kinds of relation, there are different types of relation, because this is just a basic example, the basic definition that I have given you. Now I will explain what are the different types of relations. The types of relations. Okay, there are two very trivial relations like you see. First thing, these are also called the trivial relations, which are either no or yes. You can say this because it has got two kinds. One is called empty relation and the other is called universal relation. Okay, one is empty relation and the other is called the universal relation. Okay, now what is that empty or universal relation? As I have given you the example, suppose that there is no students. In the previous example I have taken set A as the students of section A and set B as the students of section, set A was students of section A and set B was students of section B, and the relationship that I had given is the brother of. Now suppose that there is no student in the section A who is the brother of any one of the students of section B. Okay, if such thing happens, what will be my relation? What will be the set of the relation? Obviously it will be a null set or a phi. Okay, because there is no such relation. In that case it is called an empty relation. I will just take another example for this. Suppose that my set A is x such that x is an odd number. Okay, and my set B is x such that x is an even number. Okay, now I make the relation is equal to. Now see, is there, if this is containing all odd numbers, this is containing all even numbers, will there be any such relation exist where both these numbers will be equal? No way. So in that case, the relation will be a fun or a null set, and this relation is called an empty relation. Okay. Now, for the same sets, if I change this definition, okay, if I change this definition and I said relation is such that is not equal to, okay, we also write it as, so in this case A R B, like this also we write it as, if the relation is like this, then we get A R B. This will be fine, but this will be, in this case your A R B will be just A cross B. It's all those elements of A cross B will be satisfying this relation, because none of the numbers will be equal to, no odd number is equal to an even number, no even number is equal to an odd number. So this becomes a universal relation. Okay, these are the two types of trivial relations which are very specific. Now there are another kinds of relations also which I would like to explain to you. Those relations are second is reflexive. Now, what does it mean? A reflexive relation is that same number is coming. So A belongs to A. Suppose that there is one set, any set A, for any set A, or any element of A which is belonging to a set A. Okay, for any, then A collection of all such elements where both elements are the same. This is belonging, this will be belonging to R. If this is such a relation, that if first element is A, second element is also A, and this is mostly it contains when it is A cross A. I will just take an example also for this, and then I will explain you. If this is a relation, then it is called a reflexive relation. Means if the first member is given to you, that will be the second member. Okay, you can directly find out. Then the third type is symmetric. Symmetric relation. What is this? Suppose that there are two numbers A1 and A2 which are belonging to a particular relation R. Okay, first member is A1, second member is A2. This will mean that the another member will be A2 A1. This will also belong to the same relation. Okay, so if the first two members are given, these members can be interchanged. Okay, if A1 A2 is satisfying the relation, then A2 A1 will also be satisfying the relation. Suppose that class section A is having all boys as the students, section B is also having all boys as the students. Okay, so collection of section A and section B, one is A, one is B. If I say relation is the brother of, obviously if both of them are boys, if there is one boy is having of section A is having his brother in section B, then that will be one relation. It can be interchanged also. That boy of section B will also be the boy, also be the brother of section A. So these two are symmetric relations. Okay, and the third is transitive relation. Now what is transitive? Means the system of transitivity, as you have seen in equality. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, that means A is also equal to C. Okay, this is what? This is called transitivity. You can increase the chain. If A is equal to B, B is equal to C, C is equal to D, that means that A is equal to D. Okay, so similarly, if there is a relation that A1, A2, this is belonging to the relation R, and there is one A2, A3, this is also belonging to the same relation, this is also satisfying the same relation. If these two are satisfying, this will imply that A1, A3 is also satisfying the same relation. If this is happening, that means the relation has been transitive. Okay, so this is what these are three, and when all these three relations are satisfied, and all these, if there is a one relation which can be categorized as any of the three, or which falls under the category of all these three relations, then it is called an equivalence relation. Okay, that is the fifth type of relation, that is equivalence relation. Means if it is, that means it is reflexive, it is transitive also, and it is, sorry, first I should write symmetric, and it is transitive also. Okay, if the relation is satisfying all these three, then it is called the equivalence relation. I will take an example. Suppose that T, it is set of all triangles in a plane. Okay, now set of all triangles in a plane. Now you see, I say the relation as is congruent to. Okay, there are so many triangles in a plane, and I have chosen only those triangles which are congruent. Okay, now if I do this, see whether it is reflexive. If there are two triangles, suppose that I name one triangle as A, other as B, obviously if A is congruent to B, I can say that B is congruent to A also. It can be easily said. So that means if I say, first thing, if I say triangle A, I am just giving name, it is congruent to triangle B, that means this will imply that triangle B is also congruent to triangle A. Okay, so if this is so, that means the relation is symmetric, sorry, reflexive. Okay, now the other thing, if triangle A, what was the next? That is symmetric. Sorry, in the first case the triangle was congruent to itself only. Okay, or in that case I can say this is, let it be like that. Okay, so it is not reflexive, actually it is symmetric. Okay, and actually this was second. Now the first condition, I can say anywhere triangle A is always congruent to triangle A. Okay, so this is reflexive also. And the third thing, if triangle A is congruent to triangle B and triangle B is congruent to triangle C, I can say that all three triangles are congruent to each other. So I can say it as triangle A is congruent to triangle C. So this is transitive also. Okay, so all the three conditions are satisfied. So I can say that this relation is congruent to, it is an equivalence relation or equivalent relation. Okay, so this is what is to be told in case of relations. Now there is another thing. Once the relation is given to you, then there is another concept which comes as the functions. Now since I have got sufficient time, I would like to proceed for functions, or I think let me finish the video, and functions, for the concept of functions I would like to give you another video. Okay, so for till then I would like to give rest to this video. So this is your first video for standard 11. So I would request all of you, if you have not subscribed or you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe my video and also press the bell icon so that you can get the notification in respect of your other videos also. So till then, goodbye.